Welcome to Throwing Fits the Afters. Uncut bonus content for our best friends behind the paywall. This week, we're fucking around and getting silly with the editor of Sneeze Magazine, Bradley Carbone. Bradley, what do you want to say to the homies on patreon.com/throwingfits?
What do I want to say?
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up?
I like that, dude. Again, efficient. This man doesn't want.
Yeah.
Also, I can't believe you're wasting 2+ hours of your 12 with us, dude. I feel guilty.
But don't
Thank
worry,
you guys. Thanks for having me.
We're helping out his Google results
That's
right now.
right. When we're going to get into it.
Keep
This is a
pushing
very
them down.
special
It's actually not going to help.
Yeah.
Like whenever these things come up, it's like I'm like,
Yeah.
it was like so good for a year, and now I'm fucked again.
Bradley, speaking of getting fucked over, let me throw a really terrible scenario, multiple scenarios your way. Would you rather? Oh fuck! Damn, this is your mom is no longer with us, correct?
No.
Would
But we
you
can-
rather your wife, Barbara, become the next sneeze girl, or all the buildings across America instantly lose their wheelchair accessibility?
Barbara can be in Sneeze if she wants.
Yeah? Has she ever asked?
No. She's like a bit laid back.
Put her in some vintage Versace, like she wore at the wedding, except like
Sneeze angel
Yeah.
status
Sneeze
on
angels,
deck,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah. The accessibility stuff is kind of like, in New York, it's pretty good, but in
Yeah.
some cities, it's really bad.
What's the least accessible city that you've been to in terms of being differently abled?
Probably Paris.
Yeah? I'm not
Paris
surprised.
is wild. Paris is like
You can't like do like.
I don't know what happens if you get hurt in Paris. Like even to push somebody in a wheelchair is crazy.
Really?
just because it's so like such an old city.
Yeah,
that
but
it
it's
can't be
very
modified.
weird because the EU dumped a ton of money into accessibility 10 years ago or something.
And Paris is like, no.
I don't know. They're like, oh, these buildings have been here forever.
They spend it
Like
on
it's always been this way.
cheese, and bread.
You cannot change our building heritage.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Because like Italy,
fucking
they
frogs.
took all the money and they did it.
Yeah.
And like there's ramps everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But Paris is like, I don't know. I guess you just stay in your house if you're in a wheelchair in
Paris aside, is New York relatively good to other cities around the world?
New York is actually very good.
Hell yeah.
You wouldn't notice because
Right.
it,
Not
like,
the subway stations.
But there's
though.
a lot of the subways. Actually, it's true. The subway's horrible, but you can get an Uber, which is
Right.
amazing.
Oh, nice.
There's handicapped Ubers. You get it in 5 minutes, no problem.
Should we start ordering handicapped Ubers? Is that?
I mean, they're comfy.
Do you have any?
He's neurodivergent, so
Yeah.
you know.
And I don't think they're allowed to ask you.
Right.
HIPAA.
Yeah. Just real quick, what is your personal take on this idea of like the terminology disabled, differently abled, handicapped? Like, would you have any thoughts on that?
Or preferences?
Yeah.
I think all of those
And should we
special
ask you before we
words.
started?
Yeah.
Maybe.
What are your handicapped pronouns, Bradley?
I mean, it all comes from somebody's mom. All that stuff.
Right.
Like this,
On
like
Facebook.
hyper wokeness is
Yeah.
from somebody that's not dealing with it.
Right.
Right. Like I'm in a wheelchair. I'm handicapped. I'm disabled. Whatever. It's not like differently abled. Like when we did that New York Times thing, the woman was like had all that stuff dialed. You know.
Is it more offensive? Like,
It just seems like a lot of work. You know, and like the thing is, I've been lucky to like have a really good life. People support me. I do what I want, so it's probably different.
Yeah.
right.
Right. But
Absolutely.
like
Well, I'm sitting my abled ass down and I'm listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is ableism like the Gen Z, like is that the frontier of Gen Z wokeness where it's like around like ableism and calling people out on their ableism? Or do you not give a shit?
For me, I don't care because it doesn't affect me, you know,
Right.
and like that's a little bit unfair because I am in a position where I can do stuff.
Right.
Whenever I see like Stevie Wonder talk, I'm always like, "Fuck, this guy's so good," because it's like he makes
Well, he's
it
faking
about
it first and foremost.
Right.
Let's be clear.
yeah. What about being good?
No, about
No,
being
about
blind.
being blind.
Oh, yes.
He takes photographs with a camera.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
I have a
now.
photo with Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, did he take it?
We snuck into what was the woman's name? She's like an actress. Ning. I have to find it.
Right.
It was her birthday party at Boom Boom, and we were in Lebanon, and our friend was like, "Yo, like Stevie Wonder's about to perform. You know, like come sneak into this party."
Let's go.
And he was like, "No photos, please. It's a private event." But then after he sang, he came and we were like in the corner. He came and sat behind us. And Mons was actually like, yo, my friend in front of you, he's in a wheelchair. Would you take a photo? Yeah. And Stevie was like, hell yeah, you know? So I got my photo with Stevie Wonder.
Fire.
I mean, you could have like literally just snuck up, put your arm around him, and you can't see it. You just have someone take the photo. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's all kinds of like fucked up jokes, but like they had to like move his head, you know? It's like put it the right way. And like, but when I see him talk and when he talks about disability, like I get super choked up because he's so good at it.
Right.
And it's like this is a universal thing. People have shit to deal with.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, fuck, I could do that.
Yeah.
But like, it's not part of my brain right now.
Right.
And it needs to be, but it's not yet.
It's interesting to hear that New York is kind of good at accessibility, because I guess like, I don't know, you always also just hear horror stories. Mainly around like public transportation and shit like that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you take the bus if you're in a wheelchair.
Right.
And Tribeca is a disaster.
Oh,
like the cobblestones.
And it's cobblestones and
Meatpacking's
metal curbs.
gotta be it. Well, meatpacking is a nightmare.
Yeah,
for
where do you
everyone.
want to go there regardless?
And so maybe just like where I hang out is great.
Yeah. Real quick before we ask more stupid questions.
And sorry for making a fun question.
No,
serious.
I want to know. Has there been a time recently where you've milked your condition to like get something?
Yes. So
and I just want to hear about that.
When we go to the airport, it's always like a game, right? And Barbara uses the Italian approach, which is like to go in like super strong and be like, this has to happen. We have to cut the line. You
Airport
have to upgrade
fascism.
us. And I go in like the opposite. Like, so we play good cop, bad cop, like super hard. And so I go and I have like the boarding pass and I drop it on the ground.
It's a whole fucking bit, dude. I
and
love
then
that.
she gets like way pissed because like it works.
Yeah.
You know?
The Carbone way.
Yeah.
Yeah. A big part of the airport is, this is the story that Barbara loves to tell, is because like I'm always on conference calls, because I was like, oh, the flight's at 3:00. I can do calls at 1, 2, 2:30, and then we get on the plane. So always at check-in, I'm on a call, and then I'm in the corner, right? It's like I got the AirPods on, and like even though I can't really move my hands, I'm still like gesticulating. Sure. Yeah. And they're like, oh, who's Bradley? And Barbara's like, that's Bradley, like assholes, like on a fucking conference call.
Flailing around.
And she's like, oh, he's on a call. And then the lady from Delta's like, oh, he's on a call. That's so cute.
No.
And I'm there like, fuck you. Like the ramp stuff is late. Like fucking get Nike on the phone. Like, da 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 da. And it's like, oh, hi.
Do you want some wings?
He's on a call. That's so cute.
Does he want to meet the pilot?
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So
you're a great sport about it, though, because that is hilarious and infuriating.
Yeah, but we always get the bulkhead.
There you go.
Like, no matter what, so it's good.
All right. Bradley, would you rather have to rock Vlone rims on your wheelchair, or you can only dress like Degrassi's wheelchair Jimmy?
Wow. I mean, both are pretty interesting concepts.
They'd be switching up your look real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all kind of know that we've crossed peak Drake, right?
I mean,
don't make Lawrence.
No,
cry.
I love the man. The music is just not there.
But okay, yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I understand.
Like we've and John Caramonica's way better at talking about that than me. But like Drake being sick is done, right?
Okay.
Well, he's just ubiquitous. He's a ubiquitous cultural force.
He's just so powerful and such a force that what can he bring? Whatever he touches is going to become like hyper mainstreamed out. Right. And he has one of the best teams in the world. Again, like shout out Tommy Campos and like everybody else over there. But they were so good at what they did like now he can put out edge. He can put out an album that would be considered sick, and everyone's like, you know.
So with that said,
I don't have too much of the wheelchair Jimmy mood board.
Yeah, what is it?
I think he just has like kind of a
looks like Gap mostly, right?
Yeah, like it's like gray zip up hoodies. Like he needs a haircut, I think. Maybe some like sweats.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I mean, there's the famous picture. It's gray sweats.
I think I've put that on the internet before.
In a t-shirt. Yeah, I'm sure.
Before the Vlone rims.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally so just pedestrian kind of bullshit. Canadian.
So before we get to the Vlone rims, like one thing I always wonder is, I mean, Gap's tried to bring that sweatshirt back so many times, and they've just messed it up every single time, which I find like that's like one of my brain like sticks where I'm just like, why can't you guys get back to where you were?
They're trying. I mean,
They've
I don't know
been
if
trying.
it's-
I don't know if
shout
it's
out-
possible
They've
though,
been
right?
trying.
Shout out to homie Calvin. I know they're trying hard. Here's one. I'm looking at one wheelchair Jimmy in a full forest green 555 Soul sweatsuit.
Wow.
555
Soul's
Soul's
coming back.
Yep.
Which is
yellow
wild.
fucking yellow spell out graphics. So you could rock that. The Vlone rims would be incredible, dude. That's what if I was you, that's where I would go.
Yeah.
I mean, I
4Gs.
am Bari adjacent. We've said hi, but we've never like
Yeah.
connected. I think rims on the wheelchair is pretty interesting. So maybe that's like the next phase.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe we have a chat, but also rims in general. I mean, Cartoon and those guys made rims with Born and Raised, and that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
What's it called? Lenovo? It's like
I
an
don't
L.
know.
You can get
Not a rim
laser
guy.
cut rims.
Not a rim
Yeah.
min.
Yeah.
All right, maybe
no
next time
whips
I'm
on
out
this
there, I ask
pod.
those guys.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, time to enter the paywall with
All right. Yeah. If you're
Juice
here,
happens.
definitely want to pay for this.